Hello, my friends. Today we're going to talk about shopping campaigns. I had a buddy reach out and they had a whole bunch of questions on targeting. And I was like, we need to include that as a part two to my other shopping campaigns video. So today we're going to talk about targeting and additional ways to boost conversions on your shopping campaigns for both PMAX shopping feed and standard shopping. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's start. And again, this is targeting. So what we'll do is, let me minimize me right here. And let's go campaigns. So we'll start from scratch here. Let's go do campaigns. Let's do sales. There we go. Hit continue. And where we at? So shopping. And then we'll use, now there's nothing in there right now. Notice here how it automatically defaults to PMAX. Like I said, we're going to talk about standard shopping first, and it even gives this caveat: PMAX campaigns use conversion goals and the best of Google Ads automation to serve ads. Blah blah blah. This is very interesting. I really think standard shopping is going to go away eventually. I use Performance Max shopping feed all the time, and I love it. And I'm not saying it because I get any kickback or anything. Like, it's a proven performer for all my clients when I use it. It's just like automatically includes all the retargeting elements from the account. So if you're doing a PMAX shopping feed and say you just run a separate like YouTube campaign, it automatically includes that within its retargeting, just because it senses all the content coming in from, or the data coming in from all the different placements. So it's really sensitive. I love it. I just completely love it. Let's go ahead and hit continue. Okay, so let's call it test today. And now there's no products hooked up, so it's not showing conversions, but I'm not big on max clicks, as you guys know, but yeah, so let's hit this, set at $1 a day, discontinue that. Campaign priority, this is if you're running multiple products in different campaigns. So you want that product to be, say, in one campaign a lot higher of a priority in spend and bidding than another. But if you're not using any, just keep it low. And let's see here, location options, always make sure your presence in or regular included. Presence or interest, like if you're targeting Vegas or Hawaii, right? Like, of course, there's a lot of interest in Vegas or Hawaii, but you want people that are in Vegas or Hawaii. That's why you have to use presence in. So always make sure you're using that. That's a big one. That's always slips up a lot. Another thing, if you notice, Yousaf, where is the targeting? It's not here yet. So you got to add it after. So hit create campaign. Oh, let's call it 2. Now it should let me. Boom. Okay, let's go to campaign. First of all, turn it off. Yep. And then test today, make sure that's off. Now we're going to go into targeting. So you have keywords. This is mostly negative, just so you see that. But we're going to go to audiences, and we're going to add audience segments. And there you go. So here, this was previously an e-scooter account that I had linked to. So notice how it's already including a lot of this stuff. So that's just there agnostically. And then you have targeting or observation. Targeting is when you want it to just strictly be this. Observation is when you're, say, with the e-scooters, right? Like if we have an e-scooter element here, a lot of people who are into e-scooters are into e-vehicles. It's going to put those ads for scooters in the e-vehicles portions as well. That's what that means. So it's almost like similar audiences, similar targeting. Again, if you just want to stick in targeting, keep it there. Now, it's not going to go out there and like go nuts, but it will test it. So if there's a high propensity of your particular target or your converters are part of something else and it's like sees that similarity, it'll automatically begin testing it. Let's see here. And then notice here, we have some specifics, but we also have, there we go, data segments, and then we have all these segments we can port over from Audience Manager. So that's what these are here. And then with Audience Manager, that's actually over here on the planning segment, I believe. There you go, shared library, Audience Manager, that's how you bring those over. So you can do visitors, app, YouTube users, etc. This is all very intuitive, very easy to set up. Just make sure after you set it up, you port it over. So for standard shopping, it has to be ported over. Just keep that in mind. That doesn't do it agnostically. The other one, of course, is PMAX, which is very easy, actually. So with that, we can go, let's do this. Let's do a new campaign. We'll do sales. And then we'll do continue. We'll do shopping still, because we want the feed. That's what I want. And great cherry wheel. And now we'll use PMAX. See how I did that? Because we want the feed. We don't want the full PMAX. We want the feed. And then let's call it PMAX test today. Test PMAX shopping feed. Hit continue. Start new. Oh, wow. Conversions came up. Interesting. And then here, just go next. And then we can do next. Over here. There you go. So here, this is where for the asset group, you begin developing all your targeting. So here you do themes. So we say e-scooters, battery-driven scooters. You can enter all those in. You just basically enter these up to 15 terms. I don't have to fill all those in, but you see what I'm doing? Here, it's automatically linked from your ads manager. Same thing. See how it's already here? Boom. So you can include those. I'm not going to go deep into it. Oops. The other thing I want to show you is this. This was something I wanted to make sure I show you. Yes, audience signals, demographics. My friends, always make sure your unknowns are clicked off. I am not a big unknown person. I really think these should always be clicked off. Most of the accounts, unless like you're working on Walmart or McDonald's or Target or something huge, you won't need this. You won't need this. Let's be honest, most of our spenders are probably at the most maybe $1 million a month. So I would probably say, leave this off because this by it alone automatically filters out bot and spam traffic. This alone, just doing this, probably filters out easily a third of all your spam traffic because spam and bots don't have identities. They're just there. So that's a great, easy step to remove those. Always keep this true. Always keep this true. And then let's see, additional, what's this? Yeah, same thing. And then that's it. And then go ahead and add your signals and stuff. For the assets, this should be, you keep this blank, but this will actually only include feed. So you don't keep this unfilled. Do not fill this in. And then when you're ready, you'll go ahead and save, and it'll actually signal that it's just a PMAX shopping campaign. I have a video on that, by the way. I'll probably link it at the end of this, or just feel free to ask me and I can link it to you. And that's really it, my friends. It's that simple. So let's take another regroup. Standard shopping, right? You can use the audience manager and then use the targeting observational bucket. And then you can also, through, like I said, audience manager, link in your first party data from like the YouTube users or the website visitors. PMAX shopping automatically puts it in there. You can use search themes, etc. It's really intuitive. Again, highly recommend you start with PMAX shopping feeds. I don't get paid by Google. It's just my experience, and I've driven a lot of results that way. Some other things I wanted to show was this right here. The first thing I want to say in terms of additional ways to boost your conversions is including reviews. There is a lot of drop shippers on Google and Facebook, even though there's not supposed to be. Like, it's definitely frowned upon to be a drop shipper. Um, but on if you have reviews and they're mostly good reviews, go on Judge Me and have them linked over. There is a process to that you have to have them included in. You have to include some tech into your Shopify to get people to, when they fill out an order, that they can leave a review, and that's how that works. It's actually a whole step to that. And you need at least 50 reviews, and then they automatically appear on the shopping feed. And again, it adds transparency. It has people automatically talking about the product, and it's just a great way to just to stand out, because a lot of the shopping feed advertisers are competing against a lot. I had one that was a lint brush, and that was one of my first clients in shopping feeds. And you'd be shocked how many products are already out there just on lint brushes. It's a endless market. So you want to do these things that can help you stand out. Another one that a lot of people forget about because they just focus on the paid is the SEO portion. Make sure, I cannot say this enough, your descriptions and headlines are spot on for each product. This was a huge issue with one of my clients. We were going back and forth, and I did everything possible, added as many negatives as possible. I added all the targeting. I only kept it on PMAX shopping feed. I did everything I was supposed to do. And we just noticed like the ads they were coming up, but her competitors were coming up a lot more because we're looking on Google Incognito. So I actually had this idea. I was like, why don't we just revamp all the descriptions and headlines? I think there's like some weird correlation not happening. Lo and behold, once we re-audited the descriptions and headlines on the product pages on the Shopify product pages, and made sure they were one-to-one, making sure they specifically described that product and they were right on. Guess what happened? She started appearing more on the searches. Like all of a sudden she'd enter something in and it would come right up. That's because the search term and the product descriptions and headlines are spot on. You really got to make sure that SEO is set up correctly. And it really matters. Like it was amazing because we had like almost like an endless budget, and I was doing these, spending so much trying to get to the top. And once we had the descriptions and headlines, it changed everything. Like we just started appearing everywhere. So I know this works. And then free shipping. Free shipping after a certain price point is not a big deal anymore. Free shipping is just everywhere now. I get that, but still, I think people, it's good to show that you're transparent. You're looking for your customers, and it's a way just to signal that, hey, this is the way I stand out. A lot of people don't include free shipping, even though this is an easy fix to get people to show that you're thinking about their dollars and that, hey, I give free shipping. This one never gets used. So I highly recommend you do all three of these. Do reviews, do SEO, and do free shipping. My friends, thank you so much for staying with the video. Let me know if you have any questions. I do have my audio podcast. Feel free to check into that. It's on the link tree above on the YouTube channel. I also have my WhatsApp group. Feel free to join there. And if you have any questions, give me a call.